Oh my God, this sucks. You know, when I started paddleboarding, that's what I did every single time for a year. Now, I got myself an electric pump, right? But I suffered for a long time. So today's video, I'm gonna help you become a more prepared and better paddler. It's gonna be a good video, a little educational. My question is what can I do? What kind of video can I make to help you guys feel more comfortable either making a paddleboard purchase, getting ready for your first outing, what to bring, you know, what can I do to make you more excited to get out on the water or maybe experience it for the first time? That's the entire goal of this channel, is to help my loyal subscribers and hopefully future subscribers get out on the water, experience what I experience more often, and just enjoy the beauty of the outdoors. Stick with me. I'm going to do some more different types of things. I'm going to show you how to stand up. I'm going to show you how to handle waves. I'm going to show you just many things to help you be more prepared. Shaky. Be more prepared for your first or future paddleboarding experiences. Whew, that was a lot. Yeah, stick with me. I'm gonna get this thing pumped up the right way, and then we'll go from there. So here's my actual setup. You can see that the electric pump, a lot easier. I can do a couple things. I can set the PSI to what I want it to. So I like to set it to, ooh, we don't want that. I like to set it to about 13.5, right? And then all I do, flip this button, we're on our way. Okay, so now that we're done, you can see that my electric pump pumps straight up to my, or plugs straight into my car here. It's super easy. But yeah, so what we're about to do is we're gonna get started on the basics of paddleboarding. Here is, I'd say, the bare minimum of what you need. So if you're getting started in paddleboarding, reason I have a blow-up paddleboard is obviously nothing's gonna fit on top of my tiny little car, but you're gonna see a couple things. So I own what's called a ghillie paddleboard. Now they're a little bit more high-end. There's a couple things that you're gonna notice with mine, but this is a 10-foot paddleboard. You can see that. But it comes with a couple bells and whistles. I spent a good bit of money on this thing, but you can see, for one, all these straps here. Okay, there's a couple other things though. I have kayak mounting straps, so I can actually put a seat on this thing. On the side there is a place I can put my actual paddle. And then obviously you have more straps back here. This is probably the one thing I don't see on a lot of paddleboards, is the dual straps when you're you know, when they have just kind of the one, whatever they purchased off the internet. It doesn't have that. But the biggest thing, I think the most important thing is on my actual paddle, hopefully you can see that, there is an actual height chart here. And what that's going to do is, you don't want your paddle to actually be too tall for you, and you don't want it to be too short for you. So these beginner paddleboards, yes, I own a beginner paddleboard. These beginner ones give you all the basics to really be as prepared as you can. The rest of it's up to you. Standing up, handling the waves, whatever. It's easy peasy. Now, as I go, I'm gonna put together this paddle, and then I'm gonna show you the proper way to do this, from standing up to just how to paddle in the first place. So stick with me. Okay, so standing up, hardest part of the entire thing. A lot of people, this is where it scares them, right? Shy away from paddleboarding because they can't stand up. It's super easy to do. Sorry if it's a little windy. That's actually why I'm not on the paddleboard today. It's too windy. I'd say anything over 10, 15 miles an hour, it's too much. I would be overburdened by the wind, and it'd make it too hard to enjoy the day on the water. So instead, we're on the land. But how to do it, right? So first things first is, you can see I have a strap right here. Or it's like a handle, right? That's actually the middle of my board. So when I'm actually paddling, that's where my feet go, okay? So reason why is it gives you even weight distribution for your actual, while you're actually on the water. So your front won't dive too much, your back won't dive too much. So the next portion we're gonna do is the actual standing up, but just wanted to make that clear. Feet go right in the middle. Okay, let's get up on this thing. Okay, so I am currently in the kneeling position. What I'm gonna do is, so think of like a tightrope walker, right? They hold those big sticks. This is how you balance on a paddleboard. Not your hands, obviously your feet, but this is your primary source of balance. But to stand up, I'm going to grip it in my fists, kind of get into a bent over position, not the downward dog. And then we're going to actually just kind of push our weight into our hands, and one foot, stand. Now the posture on the paddleboard is important. So I'm not standing with my knees locked. I'm not, you know, worried about, you know, a better way to phrase it would be, I'm in a ready position, an athletic position. My knees are a little bent. While I'm paddling, you're gonna see that this portion is kind of more concave, right? That's what I'm paddling with. Mine's got a G on it, but I'm paddling with that. And I've got my knees bent, and I'm just kind of allowing that to scoop the water. The big thing is, when you go in, you're going in and pulling. It's not like a drastically hard motion. It's very smooth and easy, and then the better you get at it, the easier it becomes to pick up speed, get more comfortable with it. The next thing we're going to talk about is, when I'm up on it, how do I handle the waves, right? So a lot of people, when they get on these things, they get worried and they see a big wave coming from the side of them. Remember, this thing rocks like a boat. So you ever heard of the term sea legs before? It's the same concept. Sea legs are essentially just allowing the board to flow with the water. So if a wave hits me from here, I'm just letting the waves work my knees. I feel like I'm in a workout video doing some squats. But the board, I'm just allowing it to go with the water. I'm keeping my center. I'm sturdy up here, and I'm just allowing my knees to take all the brunt of the wave, right? So as it's the board is gonna do one of these maneuvers, but what it's gonna do for you is it's gonna allow you to stay in balance. No matter how strong the wave is, you're never gonna feel like you're gonna fall off, right? Because this is like your center right here. This is always standing up straight. This is always ready to go. Everything else is just kind of let it happen. You think of like shocks on a car. When they hit a bump, they don't stay sturdy, they give, right? So it's the same concept with your knees. Your knees are the shocks, right? So keep that in mind when you're out there. No matter how strong a boat goes flying by, no matter how strong that wave is, you can handle it. I have seen people in the past, when they see waves, they go to their knees. It's easier, of course, but we're here to enjoy it. We're here to get the most of it. Being up on a paddleboard is what it's all about. Standing on it. That's why it's called a stand-up paddleboard, right? Okay, let's get into the next bit. Okay, so here is my paddleboard. I wouldn't call this fully loaded. This is not how I go out on a normal day-to-day basis, but this is like the bare essentials. So you have to have a life jacket. It's just for safety. Like I've said in past videos, I don't ever wear mine, but it's just nice to have it there. I have my water bottle. Usually it's strapped to one of these straps here, but I didn't bother with it today. I got my ankle strap. One of the things you'll see is I don't really wear my ankle strap, but it is, think of like a surfer. It's a great way to stay connected to your board. If you do fall off, have that thing on. Your board will never go away. It's your flotation device. Your board is there for that reason. Now, cool thing about Gilly, one thing that they did is I bought this paddle board and they sent me this dry bag to go with it. And of course, save the turtles, right? So, cool benefit of ordering an expensive paddleboard is most likely you're going to get some bells and whistles to go with it. So the bare essentials is that. Now mine's an inflatable. It comes with a nice little bag, never mind the recycle bin there. My fins are actually still in here. I'm not going out on the water today, of course. Comes with a lot of different pockets. You know, it comes with a place to carry my paddle, all that stuff. So really cool dry bag. And then, so now that I'm ready to go, right, let's get into the actual carrying portion of this. So I'm gonna unload a little bit of this stuff and I'm gonna teach y'all how to pick this bad boy up. Okay, so usually there's fins on this, but basics of picking up the paddleboard. Now we see my handy middle strap there. What I'm going to do is I want the fins to face me when I'm picking this thing up. So when I pick it up, I'm gonna grab the strap and the fins would normally be back here, but this way I'm mobile, right? I can kind of go wherever I want. I'm ready to go. So basically the fins always face towards you. It gives you, your body's blocking everything anyway, so this makes you a little bit more mobile, but that's the proper way to pick it up. And you can see I'm just carrying this thing under my arm, nothing special. So the big thing about picking it up is just good hand on the strap. It's not heavy. This thing, I mean, I could do this all day, but good hand on the strap, fins face towards you, okay? Okay, so I'm going to show you all the actual launch for Casperson. So I entered from that direction, but the reason I love this launch is it's very private. Oh, it's like a little, ooh, that wind's strong. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Well, I'm glad we didn't go because it is low tide right now. So you can see I normally put my paddleboard right in there. See if I can get a better angle here. Hopefully I don't step on anything. So normally, whew, I'm launching out this way. And really cool thing about Casperson is there is nothing out here. It is literally just you, and there's no boats in this area. It is an awesome launch for beginners. Downside, no water to clean your board off after. Now you hear me mention that a lot, right? One of the basic caring for your paddleboards, even if you have a hard paddleboard, one that doesn't deflate, is you have to have fresh water to wash your board off. Now if you're on a lake, it's not that big of a deal, right? Fresh water is good for everything, but salt water will degrade your board. Now you can see all that's wearing away, right? And that's because I didn't get the salt water off, right? I did not take care of my paddleboard, but I would normally wash this thing from head to toe. So one of the things you're going to hear me talk a lot about is the wash-off stations, right? I'm a big advocate of washing it immediately. Sometimes I have to do it at home, which is fine. That's no problem. But I would much rather wash it off, you know, here at the launch. But again, Casperson, really good launch spot. Check it out when you have the chance. But yeah, big thing, folks, would be, what questions do you have? What can I help you become more prepared for your paddleboard experiences? You know, if there's anything I can help you with in terms of just from a beginner standpoint, if I can help you with anything in terms of, all right, Tom, I'm on the water, my friends are ready to go, what do I need to do to not look like a fool? But I think the other thing is I'm doing a lot of trips for these paddleboards. Where do you want me to go? what would you like to see? I kind of mentioned, well, maybe not in the last video, the mangrove tunnels is one of my favorites. We're going to be doing that video soon, but if you have anything you want to see, put it in the comments. As always, like, subscribe, you know, comment, give me some input, give me some feedback. I love it. I'm only going to get better at this as we go. I had less burnouts on the camera. I'm learning as I go. But the more you guys interact, the easier and better this channel is going to be to follow. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and deflate my board and go park my butt on a beach somewhere. I don't know what the finger guns are, but you know, it's all right. Once again, thanks so much for watching my video. Like, subscribe, follow, comment, everything. And check out my Instagram too. It's only_paddles. Be a little preview for everything. All right, thanks guys, keep paddling.